All right, Coach. Ninth season, eighth full season. You've won 20 games in what is it now? 5 out of your 7 full seasons. In a league like this, I mean, that's not really an easy task. So, what do you feel like is the key to consistency in a place like the Big Ten?
I think maturity is a big piece of it, and experience. And with this group I have this year, those two things jump off the page. To be able to have the retention we've had with this group in today's world of college basketball, with there's so much movement. To have all these guys back has been a huge advantage, I think, for us through the offseason. And you can just tell the depth, the maturity, the experience stand out with this group.
So 92% of the scoring is back. That's a high number. And to your point, especially in the modern day of college basketball, from a coach's perspective, what does that allow you to do in terms of expanding on some of the things you had?
Well, it allows you to move faster. The older guys really help the younger guys. I think that's, your best teachers are always your players, your older players who can grab the young guys and get them up to speed. So, and when you have a player-led team, that allows you to really, as a coach, focus on the basketball and not having to worry about some of the other things, maybe off the court or in the locker room, that you've got really solid leadership around everybody. So that's the biggest thing. We've been able to expedite installation and move pretty quickly through the fall.
Along with that, just the postseason experience that they got last year at NIT Final Four, it might not be the NCAA tournament, but that's valuable stuff. And for a team to return what you guys have, how does that allow you, similarly, from a coaching perspective, to use that and take it as momentum?
Yeah, we had 23 games that came down to the last 4 or 5 minutes, and we had leads in 8 of those games that we lost. And we go 13-10, and in 8 of those 10 losses, we had the lead at one point in time. So just having those experiences back and to be able to learn from that. And it's not only what happened in the last 4 or 5 minutes, it's what happened in the previous 35. So being bigger, being more physical, being more mature, I think all that helps and lends its hand to it. And obviously expectations are high. We're accustomed to being in the NCAA tournament, and we wanted to make the best of last year. And I think our guys did that, knowing that we had our eyes on what was coming this year.
We talk about this conference and just how loaded the teams and the stacked kind of nature that it is every year, and you guys really beat each other up. You were fantastic non-conference. I feel like most teams in this conference are, and then 9-11 in the Big Ten. It feels like that says a lot more about the strength of the conference. But playing in the Big Ten, what does that look like, and how do you navigate that on a yearly basis?
Well, I've always said there's no get-well games. There's no easy night, and no matter where you are, no matter who you're playing, no matter where they are in the standings, you're going to play in front of a pretty hostile crowd, a full venue. Teams are exceptionally well coached. Game plans are usually executed to a T. So you really have to bring your A game, and it really doesn't matter if you slip a little bit or you half step, you're going to end up finding yourself on the wrong side of the final score. So just that every single night, every single day, and how physical it is, I think that's the one thing that maybe on the outside people don't realize how physical the league is. I think it's a grown man's league, and I think that's why experience is such a big thing. Usually you see the teams that have consistent success. It's usually the older teams that have vets that have been through it. So, experience again is an advantage.
Someone's watching at home. They turn on the TV. They turn on and they see Wisconsin basketball. What do you want them to see?
Tough, hard-nosed team that plays the game the right way, and hopefully is enjoying playing with each other and sharing the basketball and aesthetically pleasing to watch, but the toughness and the grittiness that we've always had, I think, get you through the rough moments. You're not always going to shoot it exceptionally well. There's going to be an off night, but can we find a way and can we battle through some tough times?
So everybody's trying to catch Purdue just from last year, and it feels like Zach Edey is going to be in your nightmares forever at this point. Just keeps returning.
He's not out of eligibility yet.
Yeah, I know, right? At some point it's going to happen for you guys. Right. But defending a guy like him, what goes into the game plan of something like that?
Yeah, it's by committee. I don't think you can have one, because nobody has his duplicate.
Sure.
So you do it by committee. You have to be able to help in some other areas. But, Purdue's got other really good players, too, around him. So it's a little bit of a risk-reward. If what you want to commit to him, then what do you want to give up on the perimeter? So trying to find that balance, I think. But they've been able to, like I said, surround him with some really good pieces that play well off of him. And I think also strategically how they position people really makes it hard to get a lot of help to him. And he's gotten better too. I mean, you got to give Zach credit. He's really worked at his game from where he was as a freshman to being National Player of the Year last year, and obviously, unfortunately for the other 13 of us, coming back. But it makes our league really good. When you have that experience coming back, like I said, I think ourselves, Michigan State, Purdue, have the least amount of turnover. So hopefully that should help us.
Yeah, it's great for us as well, broadcasting it. So we're looking forward to it. Last question for you: is there one or two traditions in Madison that stand out to you that really hit extra home, let's say, when you're doing them, when you're going through them, either in the season or just overall on the campus?
Well, everybody talks about jump around.
Sure,
That's got a lot of popularity. So, those things, there's a lot of things that go on during a game that I don't see because I'm usually in a timeout huddle when band is playing a certain song or the crowd gets into something. So it's an awesome environment. Fans have been terrific, and they're going to really enjoy coming out to watch this team this year.